can make it there. I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
All right, how we doing? It's the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on YouTube, Facebook Live. I am your host, Richie, here with my guy, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Throwback Thursday. No, Wednesday, my bad. Oh, man, I'm ahead of time. What's up, y'all?
The pre-records are real. Now, on today's show, we're going to be doing the NFL Divisional Round Preview, Round 2 NFL Playoffs. But before we get started, want to hit on a few things going on in the NFL coaching realm. John Harbaugh, Giants are hot for him. The rumor is he's hot for the Giants. They are going to be meeting. That is going to be huge for the New York Football Giants if they're able to get Coach John Harbaugh. He would, without a doubt, be the most qualified coach they've had since two-time Super Bowl winning coach Tom Coughlin. I do want to hit on Mike Tomlin's terrific 19-year run with the Pittsburgh Steelers. First and foremost, to go 19 seasons without a losing record is pretty incredible. There's no disputing that. However, part of the reason the organization did choose to move on, or however they chose to do it, give him the grace of stepping down, however it wants to be, portrayed and looked at.
Right.
When you don't win a playoff game for 8 years, that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
And I think in Coach Tomlin's case, that is essentially what happened there. Idris, that's kind of blocking your face a little.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
How about there? Oh,
there you go.
How about there? All right.
There you go.
All right.
Still a little bit. It's still a little bit up.
It goes to show I'm not used to being on camera.
Just want to see your face.
I know. Just want to see my face. There we go. How we looking now?
Nah, you good. You good.
Look at my beautiful, ugly face. Big, beautiful face. Okay, man.
Man, I've seen some outrageous shit on social media with regard to Tomlin that I got to get into. I've seen fans say that the Giants need to break their racist ways and interview Mike Tomlin. First of all, the New York Giants are only the second NFL team to have a black general manager. And a general manager is a higher position than head coach.
Do we put the first black NFL play in the Hall of Fame during the time of racism? Emlyn Tunnell, the first one. Chill.
What gets me aggravated with that statement, first of all, it would require multiple picks and at least one first rounder, if not more, because you saw the hole that New Orleans got for Sean Payton.
Right.
First of all, Mike Tomlin doesn't want to coach this year. Possibly not next year. He wants to sit out a little bit. A little burned out.
Right.
But the stupidity is that when you're talking about a team that needs to get more talented and do their best in this draft, this is one of the more important drafts than in recent memory for the Giants, especially if they get Harbaugh in there.
Mm-hmm.
but you're willing to trade a first rounder for a head coach? Nah, dog. And
You
listen,
know,
I'm not taking no shade at Mike Tomlin,
mm-mm.
but I am not going to trade a first round pick to get a coach that hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years.
You know, some as a resident black person, and I've been saying it for how long. Our fans are stupid, and you know, they can call me Stephen A. Smith. I am nothing like Stephen A. Smith, okay? But I keep it 100. We got to cut that shit out. It ain't got nothing to do with race.
I have
We
been
all,
one of the biggest voices in terms of my displeasure with the patience
yeah,
that is given to African American coaches as opposed to their peers.
mm-hmm.
That's a problem, and I've spoken on
Yeah.
it. But anybody that even remotely thinks that Tomlin, his dismissal, is different than anything else, out of your mind. And I want to make a point here.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick, 6 Super Bowl rings, still got shown the door.
Right.
Tom Coughlin, 2 Super Bowl rings, still got shown the door.
Mm-hmm.
John Harbaugh has the same amount of Super Bowl titles as Mike Tomlin, tied at 1. But one thing that Harbaugh has that Tomlin doesn't is more title game appearances.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, Coughlin had more title game appearances than Tomlin, if you're including his Jacksonville tenure.
Right on. You know,
and once again,
crazy.
I'm not shitting on Mike Tomlin. I'm just saying,
no.
like, some of this is, you know, I don't know, man. I know that there's a mixed vibe even with Pittsburgh because there was some of that contingent, even at the stadium, that was screaming, you know, fire Tomlin. The reality is that, you know, all the other guys that I mentioned, they were not afforded to go that many years without a playoff win. Oddly enough, the only other coach that comes to memory that was afforded that kind of time to not win a playoff game is Marvin Lewis.
He was there forever.
And not that I care about skin tone, because I certainly don't.
Right.
But all I'm going to say is Marvin Lewis wasn't white.
Nope. And you know what? And this is what angers me. And I don't care about what my people say about me because I hold everyone accountable. This is what angers me. We throw the race card so fast. The Giants don't need to interview Tomlin. Tomlin doesn't want to coach this year. We wasn't sure he was even coming back this past season. It looked like he was done. And a lot of us said Tomlin just came back, but he'll probably call it a career. We all said
somebody who steps away the day after the final game has already decided that they're taking a break.
Yeah. It's it. What's up, Shed? So I don't want to hear our fans talking that nonsense. If I had to choose between two, I'll be honest with you, I'll take Harbaugh for the fact Tomlin is tired. You know, Tomlin is tired. And I don't want to get a coach coming off the stuff he just finished and bring him in, because that means he has to relearn the system and redo this and do that, to where Harbaugh, you know, he's ready to jump back into the water. And that's who I want right now, someone who's ready to get back into the water. And our fans need to kill that race stuff. It's like back with Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace. We're racist because we didn't draft Dwayne Haskins. In hindsight, we made the right choice. You know, I mean, aside from what happened to him, but on the field, we made the right choice. Daniel Jones. I mean,
even if DJ wasn't the guy, wasn't the ultimate franchise quarterback, he had some success.
Yeah, and head to head, DJ was smoking him. So, and especially our black fans, we black people, please stop this bullshit, man. Please stop. Please, everything is not racial. The Giants are not a racist organization. You put a freaking black GM in there, and you keep him in there really past the time. We should have been gone. You know, we cut that shit out. And a lot of the guys who say this, they're not even full-time fans. They watch the game, but they don't follow the game. It's just like the ones talking about Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. A lot of them don't even watch the game. I remember I talked to one person 2 weeks ago about the game, and they said, yeah, this happened. I said, dude, you must not have watched the game. I said, he got sacked 6 times. And they go to show that person did not watch the game. So our fans, our black fans, stop, man. Just stop. Just stop, man. Tomlin doesn't want to coach this year. We saw that. He does not want to coach this year. He's ready to chill, take time off, be with his family, maybe sit in the booth a little bit, maybe on one of the shows and talk football. He doesn't want to coach. So I want Harbaugh. And my sources saying we got him. My sources say we got him. And if we don't, Stefanski is ready to walk right in. And I can promise y'all.
We're not willing to give up our NFL source. All we're going to say it's a very reliable one. That's all we're going to say.
Very reliable. It's very reliable. Very reliable. So
I want to shout out and big up a couple of guys that have podcasts. I'm going to start. Idris, you still with me? I'm going to start with Matt Barnes. I also want to give a shout out.
My bad.
I'm going to start with Matt. No, you're good. I'm going to start with Matt Barnes, and I also want to give a shout out to Pat McAfee coming to the defense of the woman who bigged up Liam Cohn after the game. Her first name is Lynn. Thank you. I couldn't remember her last name. Thank you. Lynn Jones, who's worked for the Jacksonville Free Press for over 25 years. A lot of people to call out, ranging from Jamel Hill, a ton of sports personalities or Twitter personalities, former sports personalities, call out saying that this woman wasn't qualified. First and foremost, and this is what I mean about stupidity and ignorance. The Jacksonville Free Press is a black paper.
Thank you.
In a world where papers are becoming less and less and less. And I love the way that she stood up for herself after the ridicule, just stating facts. And you would think that when you're going to call somebody out about not being professional, just because they're trying to put a little more light into the world in a very dark time in general, for somebody to be ridiculed on that level, acting like if there's some young fan, couldn't be anything further than the truth. She saw a man who was down on himself in a situation where most football people would say Jacksonville has nothing to be ashamed of. She basically wanted to reinstill the fact within Liam Cohn, who, by the way, is a Coach of the Year candidate, on a great job, even though it ended a little abruptly for a team that some thought was going to win that game.
You know the thing I like what she said? Don't worry, you are our guy.
Oh yeah,
you are our guy, and and I don't want to make this political. I really don't. And I've been going head to head with MAGA, but this goes to show the state our country is in. When you encourage a person who just basically fell flat on their face, you encourage this person. Hey, don't worry about it. Pick your head up. You are our guy. We believe in you. When you criticize a person encouraging someone, that's the state we are in as a country. That's the state we're in.
And I'll be honest with you. Jamil Hill has her reasons to have gripes with her former employer, ESPN, things of that nature.
I'm so tired of her, dude.
But sometimes it is just so negatively based, where it's like, if you're going to go to the lens of calling someone who is older than you, not a professional or just some kind of coat rider, you need to do a little research on your target. And Richie, none of these idiots did that.
Richie, give me the camera right quick and give me 60 seconds. Give me the camera and give me 60 seconds. I'm going to speak to people like Jamel Hill, Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith, and any of these Sambos. I'm going to call them Sambos. Especially Jamel Hill. And I don't care, black people, if you say you're speaking bad, again, our black women. To hell with Jamel Hill, okay? She's the biggest race baiter. For her to disrespect her elder like that, a person who she knows in our community, the black community, the mothers, the grandmothers, are known for saying, baby, don't worry, you're going to be okay. For her to say that To say what she said is disgusting, despicable, just reckless. You don't say that. This woman works for a black newspaper in Jacksonville, and she's always talking about black this, black that.
And the newspaper industry is dying. I got news for you, bro.
Yes, man.
Before I even knew that this woman was receiving backlash, when I saw the way that she uplifted Liam Cohn,
Man.
the first thing I wanted to do was like, I gotta find this lady.
Yes.
I gotta ask her to be on the show. That was my reaction.
I'm like, reach out to her.
I'm like, I want to know her.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know her because I'm saying to myself, and you know what really was awesome? You think about she's been involved 25 years.
Yep.
Well, on a lot of levels, that lines up with almost the entirety of the Jacksonville Jaguars history.
She's seen the dark days.
And we're Yankee fans, are we not?
Right.
So is Michael Kay from time to time guilty of kissing a lot on the Yankees? What about the late, great Phil Rizzuto? Well, why wouldn't they? Rizzuto was proud to be a Yankee, lifelong Yankee, loved the Yankees. And sometimes, you know, he would blur the lines of, am I an analyst or am I just a former Yankee who loves my team? Well, to be honest, he was both.
Look at Tommy Heinsohn for the Boston Celtics broadcast.
Absolutely.
He'll let you know, I'm the Celtics, and it's dude. That's what this is. The state.
Walt Clyde Frazier doesn't show his allegiance.
Nope.
Marv Albert, a former Knicks ball boy, he didn't show his allegiance.
Dude, this goes to
Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling, guys that cover the Mets don't show their elite. Come on, bro.
Tony Romo.
Right
down the middle.
Troy Aikman.
Tom Brady.
All of them. Tom Brady was loving on the 49ers because he grew up a 49er fan.
Was he? And see, that's me. Dude, that goes to show.
So are they supposed to be robots and pretend that they don't have a vested interest from time to time? There's a thin line between being professional and the other stuff. And we have complained from time to time, and maybe about a Bob Costas, how he kind of makes everything like so melodramatic and all this other stuff.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
But people forget Bob Costas is actually a Yankee fan.
Yes. You know,
some people might not know that.
Right, because he does his job. You know, he does his job and da-da-da. And it goes to show the state we are in. And I want people to understand this. Be human again. You don't have to, just because you, like I can tell you, Rich, I don't care who you voted for. I don't give a shit if you voted for Kamala. I don't care if you voted for Trump. I don't care if you voted for the Green Party. I don't care if you voted for Wilt Chamberlain to come back and play for the freaking Lakers. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with being a good person. And that's what we as Americans, now I want to turn this political, that's what we as Americans have forgotten. That we forgot how to be good people. What Lynn Jones did, I looked at Liam Cohen's face, and you could tell he wanted to have some tears because when she was talking to him, it was like, damn. She's bigging me up. And you want that from a coach who took a team from the trash. And God, that team was great this year. And you're going to put this woman down because she's encouraging the man to say, you got this. We love you. You're our guy. We're going to be back next year.
And that's the part that bothers me so much about all this. And that's why I'm very proud of Matt Barnes, who basically said it with people that he had on the show as recently as a week or two ago, just basically calling out the negativity.
Right.
And we got on Shannon not that long ago about kind of taking a dig at Phillip Rivers, a guy who, if he didn't come back, would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Cam Newton, another knucklehead.
Cam Newton, a guy who has completely destroyed his own personal legacy because he doesn't know how to give credit to anybody else without it being some kind of underhanded or without it having to circle back to him.
And see, that's what pisses me off about my people. And I'm gonna make a statement, and I want white people and black people, when I say this, I don't mean it towards white people in a bad way. But it's a statement we say in our community, the white man has his foot on our necks. And I say that not to say that white people are actually doing what they're doing. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, we put our own feet on our necks because we say shit like what Jamel Harris saying, what
I
Ryan
mean,
Clark said.
like I've said, there are situations where certain things should be questioned that are racially motivated. But what gets me
But not
upset is that
everything.
you see fans talking all kinds of crazy reckless
That's why I'm so
about
tired of social media, man.
about something with Tomlin potentially being racially motivated. I'm like, he works for the organization that is responsible for the friggin' Rooney Rule. And while I'll be the first to admit that the Rooney Rule does need some tweaks and probably on certain metrics, you know, it has to improve, it's certainly a lot better than it was. I mean, buddy, half of the NFL has an African American quarterback now. When did we think we were going to see that? And if you back it up 20 or so years ago,
maybe 2 or 3.
That was not the case.
Maybe 2 or 3.
I see the Giants have gotten a lot of shit about being the last team to start an African American quarterback.
But we were the first team. But we the first team to put a freaking black play in a Hall of Fame.
Well, I know it's like I know. But my thing is, if Eli was starting for 15 long years, Kerry Collins had the third longest games played streak amongst actives prior to, and in between you get a Hall of Famer named Kurt Warner. If you're looking at a time in Giants history where they had a chance, backing it up years back, way before Tyrod Taylor or Geno Smith, it was when Randall was a free agent. You had Warren. When you had a couple of veteran black quarterbacks at the time that had good resumes, where the Giants kept it young and went with like the Dave Browns, the Danny Cannells, the Kent Grants, those kind of characters. After the Sims Hostetler era, where Sims was unceremoniously cut, and Hostetler moved it along to the Raiders with minimal success. He had a little bit of success, but he also had some failure there too. So, you know, I think in the Giants case, it's a lot more circumstantial, because if the Giants are discriminatory against anything, and I've said this time and time again, it's not skin tone. No. It's, are you a lefty? Because I remember when the Green Bay Packers had Mark Brunell, that was a player I wanted the Giants to hone in on. But instead they went to Dave Brown out of Duke, because, you know, there was this big stigma, and still to this day, and some of it is valid, some of it is not, about left-handed quarterbacks. But the success rate doesn't lie. And mind you, when the Giants were making this decision in regard to Dave Brown, oddly enough, a left-handed quarterback won the Super Bowl that year. His name was Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Right. 94 season. William Barnard Floyd was a guest on this panel. He was a teammate on that team. But yeah, I think we said what we needed to say here. But yeah, shouts out Matt Barnes, shouts out Pat McAfee, two very strong voices in sports media, sports podcasting. And yeah, Matt Barnes, big shouts to him, man. Seriously. Very proud of him.
I'm with you. And see, like my thing, I'm gonna go back to the same thing. Just be good people, man. If a person is doing good, we as a nation, we're screwed, dude. We are so screwed. We are so screwed. And I don't care if you say, oh, you did it. No, I'm not sensitive. I'm no liberal. I'm none of that stuff. Period. Just if a person is doing something good and encouraging somebody, cut the crap. And I'm saying this to my black people. Jamel, the biggest race beta hill on the planet. Ryan Clark, who's turned into a freaking, I don't know what, the minstrel since being on ESPN. Willy Wonka himself, freaking Cam Newton.
Willy Wonka. I like this comment, and I'm gonna piggyback this comment too. At NAFO,
he's right.
Mythic Plague. There's one other thing I want to add to this. It's also because the premier blocker on most offensive lines is the left, not the right tackle.
Right.
That's another issue. But yes, there is validity to that statement as well. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining us.
The ball comes off the quarterback's hand differently. It has a different spin.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And it's even like Mickey used to say to Rocky, like joking around, lefties do everything backwards.
Because when I box, I'm a lefty. And that advantage I had over people.
Yeah, appreciate the comment. And definitely a validity to that. And like I said, my piggyback on that is your premier blockers on most offensive lines are on the left side, and you can thank this guy right here, Mr. Lawrence Taylor, for making that a thing.
LT, LT, LT,
Yeah,
LT.
this is good points here. Good points. It was the reason Jerry Rice had a hard time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. All right, we're gonna get to the games. Lawrence Taylor, yeah, bro. Or sis. Lawrence Taylor changed the game on so many levels. And it's funny that this comes up in conversation, but Lawrence Taylor is in so many ways directly responsible for left tackles being so valued, to a point where up until recently, where the running backs started making more money, left tackles were higher on the priority chart than running backs when you go back to the 1990s, Emmitt Smith era, where the running backs ruled the roost.
Yeah, they ran to the right up,
in the same decade where centers ruled it in the NBA. So things and times did change. Yes, sir. Pack of wild dogs. You got
I like
that
this
right.
guy. I like this guy.
Me too. Knows his football. We're going to get it started in Denver. This is the first time since the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles that the 1 seed is actually an underdog going into their first playoff game. The Bills look to become one of a few teams to run the table on the road. Most recently, the 2010 Green Bay Packers did it.
Who Philly got this weekend?
Oh,
they lost. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, man. Go ahead.
I know. So the Bills look to become one of few that did it all on the road. I'll name you a couple of teams. You got to go back to I believe it was 83 when the Raiders defeated 81. 81, the Raiders defeated the Eagles, if my memory serves me right. Ron Jaworski's Eagles. They were a wild card that did it that way. New York Giants 2007 did it that way. Green Bay Packers 2010 did it that way. Few and far between of teams that have been able to run the table like that. Buffalo Bills at 13-5, wild card scenario, one of the stronger wild cards. And, Josh Allen, just a phenomenal performance last week. He did everything he absolutely had to do to get that W. It didn't come without a loss, as Gabe Davis was busted up in that game, one of Josh's more reliable targets over the years. He took a cup of coffee out with Jacksonville, not effective on that team, came back. But Josh Allen is a quarterback who makes those around him better. And, he has a tall task. This Denver defense is very, very good. All right, let's see what this comment is. I'm loving these comments coming in from new folks here. Broncos are being underdogs. Why? Because Josh Allen, and I get it, he's an all-time great, but you're talking to Denver on a short week against another good defense. There's advantages on both sides. When you already in the playoff hunt and you already got, into the battle, so to speak, in that regard, early on, it could favor the Bills. Rest does favor some teams. Sometimes rest turns to rust.
Right.
This Broncos defense, I'm not going to question how good they are, how good they could be. I'm also not going to question how great Sean Payton is. However, one thing that does have me concerned in a game like this is that the Denver offense has had times of really falling asleep at the wheel. And this is not the kind of game where they could afford to do that, because even though Buffalo does not have the defense that they had a couple of years back, Josh Allen is going to put up points, and Josh Allen is that kind of player, and especially in a field that doesn't include Mahomes, who has been his biggest Waterloo in terms of getting to the ball. I think that this is tailor-made, even though it's a tough gauntlet for Buffalo to get there. As Denver goes, J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, another season where he couldn't finish. UCF rookie product, R.J. Harvey, very good pass catcher out of the backfield. In order for Denver to win, we know that the defense has to play well. We know that part. But their receivers have got to be able to make some big catches and win their one-on-ones. Bo Nix has to be on.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is a mixed bag this year. I'll be honest. He can hurt you with his legs. He's a dual threat, similar to Josh Allen. I give Denver the edge on coaching. I'll admit that. And I probably give Denver the edge on the kicking game. But I just don't see Josh Allen losing here. I really like the road team, the 6 seed,
Mhm.
in what I think will be not like the craziest high scoring game.
Mhm.
I'm not convinced that either team's going to hit the 30s, and if they do, it'll be the low 30s.
Mhm.
Give me the Buffalo Bills by a score of 27-24, the same score that they advanced on last week. Um,
Um,
a Denver win would not blow my mind. This
right.
was actually in the preseason. This was my pick for the next round, the AFC title
Mhm.
game, because I had Buffalo win in the East.
Me too. Yeah.
But I like the Bills by 3,
Your
which would
score.
cover because they're only favored by a point.
Right. I agree with current county crime streams. I agree 100% on that. Yes, your score is exactly what mine is, 27-24 Buffalo. Um, Denver can't afford to get behind.
No,
They
sir.
don't have the offense to come back. Yeah, they came back against us because our defense just said, you know what, we played good for 3.5 quarters. Let's just chill. So, and we had a knuckleheaded DC. So,
And to my point about
mhm.
Denver's offense going to sleep, we saw it in the Giant game until it was the polar opposite in the fourth
Right,
quarter.
yeah, the last
We
5
saw them
minutes.
play the Raiders in 2 games that felt like paint drying.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm
Denver
saying.
has had a propensity for having those games. And I'm not saying that Buffalo is immune to having their offense go into the toilet from time to time. I think
Mhm.
one of their worst offensive performances was against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta
Yeah,
schematically was ready for them. And I also
yeah.
think that another poor performance from Buffalo, you probably got to go back to the first New England game.
Hmm.
That was a rough one. And the Houston game. But Houston has
Hmm.
had a propensity for making so many offenses look bad. They are the best
They are the
defense in
best.
all of
Yeah, they're
the
the best of the
NFL.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
that's why with Denver, because see, Josh Allen, we know what he does on offense, but
Mhm.
I see him as an offense and defensive player. The reason being, he puts that offense in great positions, and what he does, he puts a lot of pressure on the other offense because of what he does with his offense. He'll go down and score, and then you like, God, I gotta go down. We gotta put our yeah. I mean, so he's yeah. I got a 27-24. I think they'll jump on Denver. Then Denver has to play from behind, and that week
Kern
off, like
County crime streams.
mhm,
This is some feedback here about the Broncos presser. Yesterday, Broncos held post practice interviews, and Bo Nix said, "We are on rest. We have to match up to their tempo." Yeah, but
yeah,
that's a big thing with 1 seeds or teams that
mhm,
get a bye. It used to be the 1 and the 2 back in the day. Not that much back
mhm,
in the day. It started in 2020,
mhm.
where you do have to match the intensity, especially if you have these teams that have been playing just for rights to get into the playoffs, even back to like week
Mhm.
15, 16, whatever. In
Mhm.
Buffalo's case, they had a couple of trials and tribs, but I don't think there was ever really a time where I was too concerned if they were going to make the playoffs this year. I think I reserved
Yeah,
that more for like the Baltimores and the Kansas Cities of the world.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree. I
but no,
agree.
I hear it, and it's true. But yeah, I like Buffalo by a field goal. I think it's gonna be a close
Mhm.
game. Buffalo might even find themselves in a similar situation that they did in Jacksonville, but I trust Josh Allen more than Bo Nix. Bottom line.
Yeah, and they're playing with house money. They're a wild card. So I mean, of course, people gonna say like, yeah, well, they're still good. They're playing with house. They are the wild card. New England is looking like the darlings. The Denver's looking like the darlings. This is Buffalo's chance to be like, okay, let's do it.
This
Let's
is a
do it.
good point here. Weather does not look like it will be a factor. However, kicking in
Yeah,
Denver is always tricky. Not sure of the wind speed this weekend, though.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So NAFO, who are you a fan of? Because you know a lot of football, and usually guys who know a lot of football. What's up, Q? People who know a lot of football, they tend to be from they teams that like New York, Philly, Chicago, you know, big market teams who know about winning. Because this guy knows a lot. I like his I like his takes, man.
What's the most likely way this game turns into a blowout? Poor special teams efficiency from Buffalo, and if Josh Allen on the ugly side of the gunslinger mode finds too many Denver
Mhm.
jerseys, which is always possible because
Possible.
Denver does induce turnovers. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not possible. I just think that Josh Allen's locked in. Right now, he
Hey,
is locked in.
look, let me address that NAFO. You know something, man? You're a Vikings fan.
You're a
Don't hang your
Viking
head,
fan.
dude. Don't hang
Okay.
your head. You know why, man? My late brother was a Vikings fan. I'm a New Yorker. He was a Vikings fan, and I've always had love for that team, the Vikings, because they always seem like they're like almost there, and they had that strike of bad luck. Look, man, you guys are on the come up, man. I see JJ McCarthy. He's getting better, but you still need a backup.
They made a
better
sacrifice this year because
Yeah, this is
they
really his
were-
rookie year too. So
they were in a situation to be the best team last year. They took a step back to take a few steps forward. And I'll be honest, I was critical of JJ McCarthy coming out of college.
Yeah.
But I do believe that he showed some moments where he proved he could be that dude.
yeah,
Justin Jefferson statistically having the worst year in his still relatively young
Mhm.
career. Jordan Addison missed some time this year due to suspension, but Brian Flores, man, he did a phenomenal job of that defense. I'll do my picks. Yeah, for sure. Send it in a short like last time. We'll get that going.
Yeah, but keep your head up, NAFO, because you guys are on the come up, man. If McCarthy can stay healthy and he can progress like he started showing during the season, you guys got a good future, man. So don't hang your head, man.
This is a good question, y'all. If the Broncos win this weekend, are the Broncos a team to watch in the AFC Championship, for example? Well, that would be an interesting one. That could be the kind of title game where somebody wins just scoring 20 points.
That's a defensive game, dude.
I mean, I would say the Broncos, I would give them a slight edge on offense, but it really depends on who wins at the point of attack, because it goes back to the most simple parts of football where a lot of people forget the games are won up front. And that would be a classic indicator of that, where I think it would come down to can Woody Marks and an aging Nick Chubb get it going.
Yeah.
Woody Marks had some moments against Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh was just exhausted.
Yeah, because
0-4 in the big games. He's speaking on his Vikings, I'm assuming. Yeah. Elway being an acquaintance to your dad. Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. Okay. Word.
Idris's cousin currently coaches in the NFL. Aaron Moorhead is the wide receivers coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. Idris's other cousin, who is Aaron's father, played for the '85 Bears.
I was gonna say he's not gonna like that part.
drafted to the Giants originally.
Yeah.
Very cool. I appreciate you being here, man, for real.
Oh yeah, come on back, man, and let you know if you ever want to be on the show, reach out to one of us, man. We're on Facebook, Rich Extreme Sports Podcast. Or
reach out to one of our personal accounts, Richard Hicks, Richie Hicks Jr., Idris Salam. But yeah, if you ever want to be on the show, for sure, man.
Yeah, the Fridge. Yeah, the Fridge. NFO. The Fridge was a character, man.
To say the least.
The Fridge was like what Jameis Winston is to us right now. He was that.
Yeah, the '85 Bears, definitely an interesting team. And it's funny because, I mentioned Idris's family links to the '85 Bears as well as the '06 Colts. Aaron was the backup tight end to Dallas Clark. When Aaron was a guest on the show, I actually asked him who would win if those two teams played. And the first thing Aaron said in response was, it depends what year it is.
Yeah.
Because if it's in the '80s, he would favor the Bears because the rules were different. He says their strategy was kill the first quarterback, kill the second quarterback. But he said that if the game was more based like in the 2000s or something, like when his team won the Super Bowl against the Bears, oddly enough, he feels that the Colts would win because of, a space-related speed game, a little bit different. I do think, and Aaron's example was the mammoth game that Dan Marino had against that Bears defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate all the comments, man. This is cool.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
Feel free. And we're doing it again tonight, so come on back.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
We got
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you hanging. We're gonna move it along to the 12th man, San Francisco 49ers at 13-5. How the hell do they have 13 wins? At the number one seeded Seattle Seahawks 14-3. 49ers are coming off a huge road win in Philly despite injury. Seahawks have always made the Super Bowl as a 1 seed previously. Teams split on each other's home field 1-1. The 49ers way back in week 1. The Seahawks more recently week 18, which gave them the 1 seed. The Seahawks kind of remind me in a lot of ways of like a team that nobody really knows the roster as well as other popular teams in this league. You've got Leonard Williams, who was a great addition. The Giants traded him there. Another former Giant Julian Love doing his thing.
Love.
In terms of a defensive unit, this is the best defense that team has had since the LOB days, the Legion of Boom, where they had, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, among others. Bobby Wagner was on that squad in the second
Chancellor.
level.
Yeah, they had
Cam Chancellor.
That
Good
team
shout.
was a freaking. That team was.
They should have went back to back, and I think most football fans would agree on it. We know how it played out, but as the 49ers go, while I think this ultimately will be their final game of the season, they should be very proud of themselves. Yeah. They have endured and went through such a gauntlet of injuries, bad luck, so many things. This is one of Kyle Shanahan's finest jobs as a head coach. And now, most recently, you're without George Kittle. Earlier in the year, you had Brock Purdy injured.
And Kittle may be gone the whole season next year.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones of Swisher House.
Good,
he stepped up big time. Yeah. He stepped up big time. And he deserves some kudos, man. He really does. And that, God forbid, if Purdy gets hurt, he's a guy that can come in. But when I think about what Kittle means to this team as a good security blanket, I will say this. Jeff Tons, the backup tight end for the 49ers, when called upon, has been effective. Yeah, but it's going to take an all-world performance from CMC. Go ahead, Idris. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Kittle, though, he has a backup, but after that, man, I'm with Q. I think I'm not going to speak much on it. I think Seattle's going to just pound them, dude. I think
I'll be real with you, Idris. I think this is the only game of the weekend that's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I'm talking. I think it's going to be.
This could rival a game that I have tried to wipe from my memory.
Oh no.
This could look like that beatdown that the 49ers gave the Giants back in '93 on Sims and LT's final game.
I was thinking you was referring to that one. Or the
what this could look like?
The Carolina Panthers game was a few years ago.
This could look like maybe not as bad, but maybe just as bad. This could look like when the Buffalo Bills beat the LA Raiders back in 1990, their first Super Bowl appearance.
Super Bowl, yeah.
51-3. I don't know if it'll be that lopsided, but they've already proven, even now, mind you, this was with a healthy Kittle. Yeah. They've already proven that they can handle the 49er offense.
Hey, don't forget about Jacksonville. They beat Miami in Dan Marino's last game. I think.
I remember that. They put up 60-something on them. Yeah. I hated the Seahawks when Pete was there due to what he did to US. Bro, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I share your sentiment on much hatred for Pete Carroll.
Everybody hated Pete Carroll.
I brought this up not that long ago on a previous show.
Last week.
Interesting tidbit about Pete is that he's one of the few NFL coaches who got a third opportunity after failing the first 2 times.
Yeah, I think with the Raiders, they should have gave him at least one more too. You had Geno Smith. Come on, dude.
Man, they were a mess over there. One thing about Pete Carroll that I'll give him a playful shout out on is that he did promise New England a Super Bowl. He just didn't promise them it was going to be when he was the opponent.
Right. Oh, Pete Carroll, boy.
Oh,
you know what? I'm the only one that probably don't hate him because I'm an LSU fan. So we really never had any association with him. So I like Pete Carroll when he was a Jet. I liked him. I've always liked him. So I don't have any hatred for him because he's one of those guys. And we use this comment a lot. He has a punchable face because he chews that gum.
He does have a punchable face. Now, granted, given his age, I would never put my hands on him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I like him because he has that. He's chewing that gum, and he just. I love.
I get it,
man. But I understand why USC fans. I mean, why people hate him, especially Notre Dame fans.
but I will be fair. Yeah. A great football mind. I won't take that away from him. I will say this: as the game goes, in order for the upset of all upsets,
what's your score?
There's a couple of things that need to happen. Oh, I'm getting there. Okay. There's a couple of things that need to happen. CMC needs to have one of those all-world performances similar to what he had cooking at different junctures of the Super Bowl that they lost.
Right.
He needs to take over. They have to somehow keep Brock Purdy clean. Because I might be willing to go as far that I might trust Brock Purdy more in a playoff game than I do Sam Darnold. Because Sam Darnold is still the great unknown. Can he perform it like big in a playoff game? We haven't seen that yet. Yeah, the closest thing to it was what he did last year or the year before, and it's a mixed bag. I mean, I like what Sam Darnold has done this year. But ultimately, I think this comes down to Seattle just having an ultimately better roster. Yeah, no, and the two-headed monster of Charbonnet and Walker, I think, is going to really expose some of the 49ers issues this week.
I'm gonna call you Mythic Plague. That's a lot easier for me. Me too, man. I'm with you on that Sean Payton thing. Brett Favre, yeah, I've lost respect for Brett Favre. I mean, I heard he got dementia or something right now, and I feel for him, but I don't.
Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't care for that Mississippi shenanigan. But as far as that goes with the playing stuff,
yeah,
the Bounty Gate, Greg Williams, Sean Payton combo. I also didn't really like Sean Payton shenanigans when they played my Giants this year and he went on the field. It was actually quite genius what he did.
Yeah. He's a smart
However, no, the guy's always thinking. There's no question. And, he has roots with the Giants, not a good relationship towards the end with Jim Fossil as he was stripped of play calling duties. The Giants ultimately went to the Super Bowl that year, and that's another game I try to wash away from my memory. As were it not for number 86, Ron Dixon, we would have got shut out.
Yeah.
And that would have been a very dubious place to be.
Right.
As it's never happened before in any Super Bowl.
Yeah. So what's your score?
All right.
What's your score, man?
All right. Seattle Seahawks in a real romper here. I'm going 41-10. They are going to just, it's going to be an ugly, ugly day. Prove me wrong, 49ers. I'm still rooting for the Niners.
Well, you made me feel better because I had a score of 31-10. So, yeah, I think they're gonna get run, man. Because and it's a division rival, also.
It's gonna be ugly, bro.
Yeah, this is gonna be personal for them. This is gonna be personal. Division rival,
absolutely.
In the playoffs. Yeah, it's personal.
And let's not forget, this rivalry goes back during that LOB time because the 49ers had some excellent teams back then too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Richard Sherman said, "Don't you ever put no sorry Crabtree on me."
Yeah. That was classic. That's what happened.
Aaron Andrews,
receiver.
Aaron Andrews was terrified. And that's why you don't replace Pam Oliver with Aaron Andrews. No knock on Aaron, but Pam Oliver didn't deserve to get done that way.
Yeah, because Pam Oliver, she'd be like, "Okay, Richard."
Right. She might have even bumped him or something.
She might have fist bumped him.
Nothing but love for Pam, and I like Aaron. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Aaron's good, but I think Pam got pushed aside more because of Aaron Andrews' aesthetic looks, and Pam was getting a little older. Whereas Pam was pushed to the front, possibly because she was, a looker in her younger years as well.
Yeah, and Pam is Pam is the field person where she's on the field.
No question.
Yeah. But
so much respect for her, even amongst the NFL players. No, I like them both. Yeah, I just don't like the way it was handled.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way it was handled. I personally think it should have been Alpha A, Alpha B, where they still both got those assignments.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they pushed Pam to the side. She put in a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 31-10. They might get 13. But I think Seattle, that 12th man, I think when Frisco walks out on the field, they're going to walk out on the field on a listening to a crowd they haven't heard before.
No, I feel that. I feel that. All right. Houston Texans making the trip to Gillette, the Razor. 13-5 are the Texans. Very strong wild card. They are still in the playoffs. Jacksonville's out. They didn't win the division, but they're still playing. And I think that has a lot to do that they were fortunate to play the Steelers in round 1, where I'm not sure if they would have beaten Buffalo, but they might play them next round. Patriots are the number 1 seed. However, they're only 2-2 against teams 500 or better. And this Texans team has proven it week in and week out that they don't discriminate against whether you're a mobile quarterback, whether you're a sitting duck like Aaron Rodgers, or anyone in between. They're going to get after you.
We're going to get you.
So young Drake May, I'm telling you right now, I saw a lot of mistakes in that Chargers game where he was feeling the pressure and he was still cocking back that ball. They were very fortunate that Justin Herbert had no protection, because I personally think that if Justin Herbert would have had a little protection, because the Charger defense did not play bad. They just got exhausted at the end of that game.
Man. Yeah. I feel the same way. If the Chargers, if Justin Herbert could have had just an average game, they win. They win. But that offensive line couldn't hold up, man. And in one of my critiques on Drake May coming out of college, like holding that ball too long.
Yes, sir.
And he better watch it this week, because that Houston defense, they're coming.
Oh yeah,
they got 20 on the field. They can go everywhere.
I love the job that Mike Vrabel has done with this Patriot team. The best compliment I could give any team is that they do everything right. And in terms of football acumen, intelligence, not making stupid penalties, learning from mistakes, not doing it twice. Vrabel has instilled a winning culture that Bill Parcells originally implemented. Pete Carroll took backwards, and then Bill Belichick took to a different level. He's done a phenomenal job in such a short period of time, replacing former Patriot Gerard Mayo, who I don't think did a bad job. It's just when you have Mike Vrabel on the board, you got to take.
You got to bring him in. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Mike Vrabel will outcoach DeMeco Ryans. I agree on that part that Vrabel has been more versed in these kind of games. However,
the players got to play.
I'm going to call it now, and I want to make one thing clear. I don't wish it on anyone ever. I have a feeling that Drake May might not finish this game. And if that happens, you have a qualified backup in Josh Dobbs, probably the smartest guy in the NFL that plays quarterback. I'd like to see an IQ test with him and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
They probably both got GPAs of 10.0, man.
Yeah, two geniuses for sure. Those are the guys you want to. Those are the guys you want to pay to write your papers before the AI stuff came about.
They might be AI. Who knows? They might have wrote the AI script. Who knows? I
have a bad feeling, Idris, for the Patriots here. I think that the Texans are gonna, at minimum, the defense is either going to score 10 points or they're going to set up 10 points, one way or the other.
I think they'll get to. Go ahead.
I think that they're in a position where they're going to win the turnover battle. And I think young Drake May is going to take a beating. I don't wish it on him, but I have a bad, ominous feeling that he might get knocked out of this game. And if he does, the Texans are going to win. The Texans are going to win regardless. I'm on the Texans for this. Give me the Texans by a score of 30-20. 30-20. They're going to score 10 points on defense, or at least a touchdown, and the other 3 will come via a turnover. There's going to be points due to turnovers. I got the Texans winning the turnover battle 3-1.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that defense is going to get at Drake May, because mobile quarterbacks are mobile quarterbacks. However, when you got defenses like Houston that can stop the run,
yes,
they want you, like, come on, we want you to run the ball.
Yes,
he's going to get hit. I think they're going to put him on the ground maybe 3 times. I think he'll put one on the ground. I'm going 27-21.
And I'll tell you what's going to be big in this game. You saw the way that Ramondre Stevenson ran the ball north-south without issue. That's the reason they were rolling with him, as the game script dictated, more so than the rookie Trevion Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big part of this game that's going to make things hard for New England is that they're not going to be able to run the ball at that kind of efficient clip, where I
Right.
actually believe that the Texans are going to win the rushing battle.
Yep.
If the Texans do not win this game, look no further than a bad game from CJ Stroud. But I
Yeah.
have faith in this Texans team.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly do. Defense wins championships. And while New
Right
England,
on.
I think, is very close to getting back to the big game, I think they might be a year away.
Yeah. I had them making a run. I was telling Brett that, these are guys are Super Bowl contenders, and they are Super Bowl contenders. Did I say they're going to win it? No, but they are contenders for it. And they could get there. But I think with this Houston defense, man, when you got a team that can stop your strength, you can run the ball and they can stop it.
Yes.
That makes you have to throw the ball in. Oh, no, Houston's defense, D'Amico Ryan got that team. That defense is like, he. In fact, what he did when Lovey was there, as bad as that team was, that Lovey
They
team,
were already starting to get disciplined.
They were getting they were getting disciplined, and I think
they were getting their feet under them.
Yeah, because they were tough. They were losing. They won like 2 games that season, but they were tough every weekend. So, and I think D'Amico went in and D'Amico did to that defense what Gruden did to Tampa Bay when what's his name left. He refined it.
Yeah, he inherited a great foundation that Dungy was already close with.
Yeah. So,
and it also helps that when your former coordinator is sabotaging your former team anyway. And it also helps when the center of your opponent decides to get into a gun war with Dade County hours before the kickoff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
man of genius. Okay.
Yeah, I got 27-21.
As my late father called him, shouts out Baskin Robbins. What was your final there, Idris? I'm sorry.
27-21. Yeah. Houston, Texas. The best team in Texas.
The best team in Texas for sure. 30-20 in favor of the Texans. And no, Brett, I'm not rooting for you this week.
No.
I told Brett when I was at his house, I said, you better hope the Steelers win tomorrow.
Yeah.
1 year away for the Patriots. They have nothing to be ashamed of. But we'll see, because Q was undefeated in all his picks last week.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked against us here. He likes the Patriots 31-27. I would be shocked if the Patriots score that many points. However, if my prediction is flopped, where the Patriots are the ones initiating these turnovers, it is possible.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I got Woody Marks hitting pay dirt twice.
Yeah.
All right. For the first time since the 1985 season, where Idris's cousin became a Super Bowl champion, we have the Chicago Bears hosting the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams left LA and came back in that time. The Rams have won 2 Super Bowls in that time. They won one in St. Louis, greatest show on turf years. Possibly could have had another one were it not for the Patriots just somehow knowing everything they were doing. I'm sure it's just deductive reasoning. It had nothing to do with Spygate. All right. As the Bears go, Caleb Williams really flipping the script from his rookie season. A guy that we were very, very on last year about his poor performance, about questionable leadership, things of that nature. He has really flipped the script. He has become that dude for the Bears.
Yeah.
And in such a short time, already lining up to be possibly the best quarterback they've ever had in the Super Bowl era. Give him a couple more years, that will be certified. As the Rams go, MVP candidate Matthew Stafford, showing why he is an MVP candidate last year. Carolina left it all on the field. They had beaten the Rams once. They came in with confidence. They played a strong game. They almost did it. But Stafford would not be denied on that final drive. I personally think, after watching what I witnessed with the Packers, at least in that first half, I think the Rams are going to be able to do, for the most part, what they want on offense if they take care of the football. You need Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame to not have, the jitters and the butterfingers. Blake Corum out of Michigan, he's going to get action, needs to do the same thing. Devontae Adams, Cooper Cup. I almost had a flashback
I
there.
know.
Puka Nakua, they need to show why they are the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. I'm expecting a shootout here. I'm expecting something similar to what we saw with the Niners and the Bears when they had the shootout. And let's be real, the Rams have a much superior offense than the 49ers do. I think being that this is the last game, it's going to be highly dramatic. And I think we're looking at overtime. Give me the Los Angeles Rams in overtime by a score of 36-30. Matthew Stafford finds Davante Adams on a 50-50 ball on the right sideline. Toes tap down in. Bears are going to get the ball first in the second half. They are going to be forced to punt in a not so favorable situation. They're going to be playing a little tight, trying to keep them out of field goal range. Stafford's going to go over the top and find Davante Adams. That's how this game's going to end. Rams, Seahawks, NFC title game. And why not? They are the two best teams in the NFC.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My headphones went out. I mean, I can hear you, but I can't hear my own voice in my headphones. Headphones I was wondering. I'm with you, man. But I think the game will resemble the Chicago Green Bay game last week, but I don't think the Rams are gonna squander a 20-point lead or whatever it was, that big lead. I don't think so. I think Chicago will have their moments because they do have a running game. They can gash you right up the middle. Caleb Williams, I think he does enough to win. But he starts slow. He still gets erratic and throws interceptions and stuff like that. But he's settling down. I think he's still a year away from being that guy. But I think the Rams got too much. Puka can catch the ball anywhere. I mean, you could throw him the ball in the freaking locker room. He'll catch that shit and keep his feet
Now,
down.
Mythic Plague made a good point here about the teams, the weather. I think the Rams proved last year that they're not afraid to play in the elements. They should have beaten the Eagles were it not for a false start.
And they played last week. It was cold here in Carolina. It was cold.
And it's interesting. We're talking about Buffalo on the other side. My Super Bowl prediction going into the season was the Rams and Bills.
Yep.
On a show, I flip-flopped and said the Seahawks and Bills, and now I'm back to the Rams and the Bills, and I'm sticking with it. They're good. Both these teams, NFC and AFC, are going to do it the hard way going through the road, assuring that they're going to join a short list of teams that have done it on the road.
What was your score again?
36-30 in OT. That weather does not faze me. I think we're going to see a shootout.
I'm going to go something similar, but I'm going to actually go 35-25. Yeah, I'm going to go 10-point spread. I think the Rams will jump on them early. And I think Kyron Williams will hold the ball. High and tight, Kyron. High and tight. High and tight. Yeah. Just like Tiki Barber. High and tight.
Sir, shout out Coach Coughlin.
Yeah, cross your chest, high and tight. You won't drop that ball. And I think Puka's going to do what Puka does, and I think Davante Williams is going to show his ass too.
Yeah, Adams is going to go off. Adams is going to have a day. I feel that Adams, because we saw the Packers exploit the Bears. This is the thing, bro. If it goes the other way, one of the biggest reasons why the Bears are in the position that they are in is because of inducing turnovers. Because if you look at them from a statistical value on both sides of it, whether it's offense or defense, the Bears are not at the top of any list, really.
Nope.
They are in the position they are in this year. Oh, yeah.
They have to come back.
And I like Ben Johnson, don't get me wrong, but I saw moments in that Green Bay game where Ben Johnson was doing his best Dan Campbell impersonation, which I didn't care for.
Hey,
Sean McVay is calm, cool, and collected in these kind of situations. He has the elder statesmanship, and similar to how Q feels that Vrabel could outcoach DeMeco Ryans, I feel that McVay is going to outcoach Ben Johnson here.
If y'all can find a high school game, Asheville High versus Reno High School, 2005, watch that game. You will see an undersized defensive lineman. My son was 5'10", 5'9". they put him on a defensive line because he was so fast. He sacked Ben Johnson. Yes, sir.
And that was the jersey that Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Bronson. Yeah, Caleb Williams had. He sacked Ben Johnson. That's how claim to fame.
You got a couple of claims to fame, but they always seem somehow or another to always end up back to Chicago.
No, that's. I didn't think about that till you just said it.
So you're the diamond to my Tommy Egan. And you got the boxing background.
Moving right along, Richie's back on his Red Skelton one-liners again.
Matthew Stafford has a record of 1 win and 8 losses in games played in rain or snow. That's a good, interesting stat.
Yeah.
In games, especially below freezing, he has a mixed record, 2 wins and 2 losses. That's an interesting stat.
Yeah, I'm still going Rams.
I'm going Rams here.
Yeah.
I'm going Rams here. Because there's another thing, if we want to talk about history and repeating itself and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams had a pretty big road win in Jersey back in the day. Flipper fucking Anderson. The next year, the Giants won the Super Bowl. The Rams get it. Man, I want to just put let me just say something. This ain't got a damn thing to do with this weekend.
Uh-oh. Time out. Before you say it, disclaimer, y'all. The comments made by Richie Hicks are not solely of the Richie Hicks report or StreamYard. Go ahead.
It's not going to be that vicious.
Okay.
The New York Football Giants. The New York Football Giants. The New York Football Giants will win the NFC East next year. I said what I said. I said what I said.
I can roll with that. We should have won it this year. If we'd have had a freaking defense that can hold it down for 3 minutes.
Or if we would have had a head coach that had the audacity to fire the defensive coordinator before it was too late.
We'd have made it. Yeah, Mythic Plague, whenever Richie gets that way, you have to give a disclaimer. Because
you never know.
This is one of the easier ones, though.
We just finished Wild Card Weekend. That guy's a wild card. You never know.
Woo. Yeah, check out the reels. Richie got some good one-liners for y'all, man.
Idris, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Nah.
Mythic Plague, thank you for joining us, man. If you ever want to get on a show and chop it up with us, you're always welcome. We always appreciate having new fans here.
Yeah.
And you said the Vikings you're a fan of, so I'm assuming that you live out in that area. My girlfriend actually, her aunt has some Minneapolis roots out there. Giants will be kings of the East next year. You didn't think Q wasn't going to agree with that one. You already know.
Hell no.
As sure as it is that the shortest frontliner is going to look really, 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 really up.
Mythic Plague, bro. So, never mind. Don't need the FBI knocking on my door.
I love it.
That's why I showed I said, I wish you, bro. It's not oregano. My bad, y'all. My bad.
True story before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I have no. So, my father.
Before you do, Q, he's coming to New York. I got a credible source. He's coming. Yeah, okay, Mythic Plague. You need to come back. We need to talk, homie. Go ahead, Richie.
No, it's just funny. Mythic Plague's talking about his Minneapolis mini grown. Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, my man.
My sister's ex, one of her like from her 20s. He's doing very well with that. Backing it up to like my dad's teenage years, before he was an upstanding citizen of the NYPD. He and my uncle Randy Rios, uncle by friendship, not by blood.
Right.
They were trying to cultivate. Let's just say that. So Grandma Nancy was in the tomato garden picking out some stuff, and unbeknownst to her, she thought it was like basil or some shit. So she put it in the sauce. Big Yogi, Grandpa fell asleep right at the damn table. They had to check his vitals. They thought he was they thought he was on the way out. Nah, man, they put the Big Bear to sleep on that, bro.
He was just in his own world, man.
And speaking of the Big Bear, my grandfather was actually a Bears fan. He had Chicago roots. So I had told my mother playfully after the Bears Packers game, I said, shit, let them iron that out up there. Because I know damn well if there is that next realm and whatnot, they were definitely arguing.
Got that right.
Yeah, man. My grandfather tried to sell me on the Bears. My dad tried to sell me on the Packers. I said, both of y'all go to hell. I'm following Lawrence Taylor.
Look, when my cousin got drafted to the Giants, I mean, of course, that's when I officially became a Giant. I was liking the Giants, but when he got drafted, that was when, like, okay, I'm a Giant fan. When he got traded to Chicago, of course, my mother, I think we need to be Chicago Bears. I had uncles that, but my grandma was thinking about Uncle weed plants while she was dating. What? Damn. Okay, Mythic Plague, I got you, homie. Okay. Yeah, we need you back, homie. But yeah, and see, my mother became a Bears fan because of that. I mean, she rooted for the Giants, but she stayed a Bears fan because of that. Because he, I said I root for him while he was there, and I don't have any hate for him, but I'm Big Blue. I'm Big Blue.
But the way my Uncle Randy told that story, bro, I was dying.
That's wild, like, man. That's wild.
He was like, dude, me and your old man, we were trying to cultivate.
Cultivate.
I was like, all right, I see you, man. I see you.
That's a good word to use for that. Cultivate.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Randy's from Cali, so I don't even have to get into it. Really. He's originally from Cali.
Okay.
All right. For Idris, I am Richie. If you haven't already, please make it a point to like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Right. Check out the V Mix, the Vicious Mix. Actually, no. Where are you at now, Idris?
February 3rd.
February 3rd. We're going to have announcements to come for Idris's new music branch out. Check out our friends at the Casual Convo Show Mondays and Wednesdays every other week. Hand Radio, 8 to 10 p.m. on Wednesdays.
They're not on Hand Radio anymore. They're on StreamYard.
They're on StreamYard now?
Complete StreamYard. No more Hand Radio.
No more Richard on the boards?
Nope.
All right. They are now on StreamYard.
It's Coco on the board. She's the DJ now.
Got that. And check out our friends at the Sports Corner, Johnny Nast, as well as Joe Gallagher, on a very short list of 2 Eagle fans that I could genuinely say that I really like.
I agree. A very short list.
A very short list.
Hey, I love my cousin, but I don't love him because he's the Eagles. I just love him because he's it's still at the Eagles.
You love him despite that.
Yeah, despite that.
Aaron, we might need a receiver coach. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. Check the chat, bro. Check the family chat. I got some messages in for you. All right? Check the family chat.
I ain't going to get all in that.
Let's check the family chat. Your dad is in there.
Enjoy the divisional playoff round. We're going to be chopping some of this up into shorts. Have a great day, everyone. We out.